So, how is everyone? Good, I hope. So, I am going to create a new game. Hello, everyone. And it's going to be on difficulty hardcore, where the chance of rain is it's a drought. Map resources are scarce. Breach frequency is everyone's knocking on my door. Faction density is a lot dense. Populist mood is everyone wants to beat everyone else up and take all their stuff. Map size is very large, and fog of war is we don't know where we are. Brilliant, let's go. Let's customize the family. Right, so let's first of all click help, because this is a tutorial after all. So let's go. When you first off, all of the descriptions on the left, which start off below the green icons there, which says small eater, which basically means that they don't eat as much. Courageous, the first two attacks and an attack to kill are guaranteed to hit. It's good, but with an attack to kill, you will get more traumatized, and you know, you want to use subdue really, because subdue will give you double XP. I've explained this in episode 1, not on hardcore, but just a normal setting, so you can check that out if you want to know any more on this really. Deep sleeper, obviously he sleeps a lot. Proactive, moves faster in shelter. Hands on, crafts faster. Optimistic. So what I'm saying is this is on hardcore, so this is like the hardest of the hard. Let's just see how good Rob the Norm's channel goes on this then. So of course, when you meet survivors, you're gonna have probably more of the stats of what's on the right hand side, which is big eater, cowardice, light sleeper. These can be changed, by the way. Actually, when you put these people, if you do get to the stage on hard or hardcore, or even on normal, you're going to come across these people, and the more you actually put them in the field, they actually turn their negatives into a positive. So that's all good. Unhygienic is dirtiness. Now, people want to know some tips as well. So unhygienic is when you play the game, it goes up in dirtiness, and when you get someone who's really really high in dirty into the red bar now, and they have something to eat, they have a really high chance, or the more the bar goes up, the higher the chance you get of actually getting food poisoning. So the more dirty you are, when you eat, when you are dirty, you're going to get food poisoning. Now that sounds like a bad thing. I want to get into the game, but I also want to just like, it's a helpful thing. So if they're out of the redness, then they probably won't get food poisoning. Resourcefulness, that's down there on the kind of like bottom right. That's basically perception. Perception is the hardest stat to upgrade, unless you send them out on a load of missions, and I'm playing on hardcore, so that's going to use water, and water is something in a drought, in an apocalypse. Yeah, we're not going to have no fun there. Let's go. So because the world is an absolutely dangerous place, might as well just be equally as crazy. I'm going to be courageous, because the first two hits to kill are going to hit. Street smart. No, I just need you to be a thug. Thank you. Brilliant. Next guy. Right, I need you to be courageous too, because the whole world's, against you, Sharon. You look so scruffy, but cool, don't matter. I need you to be violent. Really violent. Next. Now, I'll rename Matthew to TGTA. It's not even a word or a name. It's just basically just. Actually, that should be a D. Yeah, DGTA. And I need you to be really hands-on, because we're going to use you in the shelter next. What is TG? Don't get too attached. It's hardcore. I don't need you to be too. Like, this is like the Kobayashi Maroon. Any of them Star Trek people would know what I'm on about there. This is a simulation to end all simulations. It can't be beaten, but we're going to try. That doesn't really matter. I mean, hygienic, I guess. Okay, so smarty pants, know it all. We don't need rough and tumble, well spoken, brain box, hyper, bully. The bully is actually really good, like the violent in the adult, but we're not taking you guys into the field. In fact, the first thing that we're going to do is basically just stay in the bunker just to analyze how much. I'm not having my family called Meek or Reek, Game of Thrones. No, we ain't having that. We're just going to have YOLO. Because we're in a shelter and an apocalypse on hardcore. Like, don't get attached. I like your headband, but really, no. We're not having the horse. We're not. I really like the dog. It's the extra person in the field. If you, I mean, I can see the point of the dog, because if water is really low, and you can send one person on an expedition, you can tag the pet in, and the pet will always attack first every single time, and will do damage. And I don't think health has anything to do with subdue, but if it is a one-on-one and the dog's there, it is absolutely brilliant. So why not take the dog? Well, that's because the developers have done something really, really bad that hasn't been patched right now, and that you have to end this game, you have to have the goldfish. Well, why is that? Just bear with me, because the goldfish, when you play through the game, will blow a load of bubbles in a sequence. You write down that sequence, and in the map there is a secret hatch with a code combination. Now, with the sequence that's blown from the fish, don't ask me how he knew the hatch to a apocalypse hatch that's in some kind of. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. But Nemo knew. He knew. It's like he was just laughing with you all the time. You sick goldfish. Anyway, so he blows out the bubbles. It's the combination. He put that combination in the hatch, and apparently that's the nearest as we got right now, guys, to an ending where you open up the hatch. So, and that's really bad. I mean, I'm on hardcore, and it requires 10 water. We're still going to do that, even though I want the dog, because this is going to be a playthrough where I'm not going to just like tell you all the tips, pre-record everything. It's going to be episode by episode. 15-20 minutes is all I'm thinking of, and we're just going to see how we go on this ridiculous. I'm going to do some hardcore choices that not everyone's going to like. Next. No, I don't want to play the tutorial, because if you look on my channel, you'll see the end base on normal, and normal has 391 in capacity. I had in storage and 540 in storage in water. Everyone was on 20. It was. Go check that out just to see how easy that is actually on normal. But we ain't on normal. We're on hardcore. But we're also going to do tips on this. And the tip that if you were playing this on normal, I would recommend right now would be clicking a person and right-clicking on their portrait, which gets this droid image up, which means that if they're thirsty, they will drink. If they're hungry, they will eat. If they are, you can work out the rest. But all the icons in the top left from that portrait, they're going to sort themselves out. And that's great. In fact, you should do that too. Don't worry about you, Anne. And you're probably going to die, Anne. And don't get too attached. But we do want him because he's hands-on, and we need to upgrade this workbench, which you want to do pretty quickish, because it unlocks the next tier of what we can craft. Now, we've got a tier 1 at the moment, which can do all of this kind of stuff. So here's the more important tasks. Because it's hardcore, Now we have to test to see how long the rain is, but because it's hardcore and drought, it's going to be ridiculous. We don't want showers, we don't want buckets. Piss yourself, I don't care. We ain't washing out nothing, we ain't showering with nothing, because it won't kill you. You ain't going to be happy about it, but that's what we're doing. But what we do want is a bed, and we don't have that until tier 2. So in my opinion, there's really no more moves to be made. We are not going for an expedition. Expedition costs water, and because it's hardcore and it's drought, I can't see that being a good choice. This is like real survival. I mean, if you're on normal or any kind of like other less difficult situations, yeah, send an expedition right now. And what we really want over everything right now, we want to cry out for broadcast traders. We don't. That should have been move 1. It's not that far away though. We're not that far into the game. But basically, Sharon should be screaming down the microphone 24/7 until she needs to fall asleep. Good work there, Timmy. Oh, don't get too advanced, YOLO. Yeah, because you need to be screaming for traders, and it's also got random, you know, like the random generation. So they're gonna come up, and they're probably not gonna have anything great. So you're finished. So let's craft something. Water is the only thing we need. We have tier 2. So yeah, we should put that somewhere. We'll just have to put it really close because we also want a bed. So we'll take you, craft an item. We want a tier 2 bed. We're selling it in about here. Lovely jubbly. Crack on, lads. Crack on. Right, all the moves are done, so that with all this done, like in my previous episodes, there will probably be a lot of fast forwarding because we really just need to weather the storm of apocalypse nightmare. So, sleep. These two, because I haven't made my mind up yet, but these two are probably going to die. I don't need any resources on this because it is hardcore and you need some hardcore decisions. So, why aren't you sleeping? Oh no, because I've given that order to her. Now, with the portrait, there are 2 icons. One with the radio, one to snore. Delete that, because every survivor has two things that you can tell them to do. And right now, the bed isn't being used. Sleep. Right, so we've got the first buzzer coming in right now. So let's go see. I won't bother fast forwarding because he's going to just ring the doorbell. In fact, I'll do that afterwards, but yeah. Okay, so the thing to do here is you can be fast on the go and you can say yes, because if there are any icons on the, see the right vent there, if there's any numbers and bars and stats, just say no straight away, because that's someone that just wants to join your group and we can't do that right now. So if you don't see that, you can click on yes before you even got to read the text. So there's a little thing there. We'll take the water. That's good. Nylon. We haven't got a camper van, so I'm going to just trade out the gas. Actually, that's a lot. We should get a lot more than this. Okay, so you can only take 4 things on a trade, so let's trade away. We're not trading away one of them. What kind of junk? Radiation pills? You know what? That's fine with me because we're not going to be going that far out. That's great. That's a good trade. We got 3 extra water. That's what we should do. Okay, so we need to get that trap up and running. Can we afford to do that yet? Probably not. We need rope, I'd have thought. Yep, right, so we need rope. And once we've got the trap up and running, we actually need this fridge. So we need 1 hinge and 1 motor. So just keep screaming at this thing for trades. There's not that much more you can do. I would recommend repairing. If they've got nothing better to do, fix that. Because when you're whittled down to survivors, things take a lot of time. So we're just going to get the hazmat suits in yet. Right, you can fix that as well. That's almost every move we can do, apart from, let's get this guy up. Right, stop sleeping. Because it's a complete and total anarchy situation, we're going to disable the lights. I don't need that generator burning. Loads more light than we need. It's incredibly important, really, because this is proper survival. So disable all of everything. We can add the fuel because I don't want it to come back later. And after you've done it, fix it. Right, fast forward. Now this is important. If you're going to play on hardcore, do not send an expedition out. Even though you've got 18 water, you're going to think that's great. Well, water, it's a drought, it's an apocalypse. I'm not expecting water to be like flowing anywhere near quick. So let's do this. Right, so you can see, put this back up. Right, so you need sleep and you need that. Right, so you can sleep. I will try to keep them alive, but they're the first ones to go, let's be honest. Right, so you see the stats here? I automatically can say no. It's just someone knocking on the door. You need sleep as well. Oh, hell, you can fix it while it's there. Right, fast forward. It's very important not just no expeditions. It can't be done. This is going to be a resource game that is going to be highly intense and nothing like normal. So let's go. Alright, you're fine. Quit your sleeping. You can sleep. Fast forward. And also, don't worry about. I mean, you can get a can on the floor, and you can actually get a more upgraded toilet with a shower. But why do it? Because it can only take like 1 or 2 people before they visit it, and then you've got to wash it out, and that washing out will take 4 to 5 water. Now, if you want to get into the terms of what actually the strategy what I'm doing here is that people are not going to get traumatized or stressed until 3 of these bars are in the red. Right now, being a toilet, well, sorry, I can't help you with that. Sleeping, yeah, I can help you with that. But it's going to be, once they hit 3, they're going to be traumatized and stressed. So that's what we're playing for. We're playing for not to get everyone really, really stressed. Alright, we do need hinges. We'll take both of them. Expanding is for the cement. Yeah, that's a great trade. So let's see, what can we do here? Can we upgrade this at all? Right, we need the lever. But to get the lever, we need the trap. Can we get the trap yet? No, because we haven't got the rope. We just need to hang tight. This is where you're going to be really tempted to send, with that 18 water, out into the resources and just go get some rope. I know you're going to find it. You're going to drain like maybe 9 in water. But you really just don't want to do that. All you want to do is just keep on the ball with your survivors. Don't worry about the people that will probably die. You know, the ones I've already named. Just keep on the ball. Right, so he's cool. Thing is, the reason why I've turned them off is because they're thirsty. And we have a really good chance with 2 people. 4? That's double everything we need to do right now. So, oh, another little tip is the fact of that people that are doing radio, they will go into they will just carry on with the radio. It's probably the worst thing you could probably do to that person. They just carry on until their tiredness is full up, and they just don't seem to quit. And this will be because she's dirty. You see that Sharon's now got food poisoning? That's because she's eaten something, and that's the red bar. So there was obviously going to be a risk there. But what we can do is we can craft an item here now. Mop and bucket. Just to keep the shelter tidy from everyone who's going to absolutely barf everywhere. Right, so we can't do that. So now we need to go down to our secondary option, which would be to expand. I mean, I could move things around to make room for a mop and bucket, but you know, this is an anarchy state. Right, so yeah, got a trade. I mean, I can trade out the gas, that's fine, and the pills. That's fine. So there's going to be a lot of speeding up here now, so guys. Let's do it. Right, can we afford you? No, not really. They won't die once they hit red, but they will pretty soon afterwards. So, okay, so we needed that mop and bucket, so let's get that going, because people are going to be sick. Because we're not doing expeditions, I'm just going to turn these on. So let's do it. What's our capacity? 60. I mean, that's great. I mean, if we can get a water supply ever at 60, we're going to look at... I mean, it's all about getting to the scrapyard as well, because, like, we've got, like, the fog of war is on, so we have to explore the place. We have to explore our surroundings, because we're looking for a scrap pile, because that's where we get everything we need for that camper van. And once you've got the camper van, you don't even have to worry about water. Water is just something you've got to drink. Suddenly you can move around the map. So epic. It's brilliant. Motors are very important. They aren't. Wood's important. Radiation. Oh, that's just antibiotics. I suppose we could just take one just for the hell of it. Yep, that's cool. Right, so we fast forward. Right, you're not doing anything, and you just puked all over the place. Clear the shelter up. You can notice that because the generator is generating very little, with the lights and everything off, definitely recommend that. I mean, you've really got to pinch everything that you can at this point. And like I'm saying, like this person Anne on the radio, they'll kill themselves. Sometimes you've got to tell them to just stop doing that. They'll have a drink and whatnot. What I need you to do is to return the suit, because I need this suit to go to this person, because then you need to keep an eye, repair things that before they need repaired, because there's so many problems in this game already that it's going to take a long time. Also, it's in the dark, so all I want you to do is fix this, and then go to the air filter, fix that. You're food poisoned, but that's fine. All you're going to do is throw up. You're not going to die. You need sleep. Right, so we can just get this person. Cancel this. Can't cancel the sleep. Okay, cool. Yeah, fast forward. Yeah, you really could use a shower, and you've thrown up all over the place. So this is what you want to do. This is the tactics for hardcore. All you want to do, no expeditions. If you want to kill yourself and have a very, very slow game of nothing, it's not even going to be a slow game. It's going to be a real quick game, because what's going to happen is that after day 14, you're dead. No expeditions until you get everything you could possibly have. Just trade away the gas, because you turned down the... you turned off the generator. You know, there's light bulbs if I need it, but not really. Yeah, it's fine, cool, whatever. I have no more stores for this. Okay, well, it wasn't a great trade anyway. Now, if you reject, this comes up to this. If you want to trade, but it's such a bad trader that comes up, you just go, nah, just no to everything. they can damage your equipment. They can damage anything up here. In fact, it's not a zero chance that they'll do this right now. Right, so what we need to do, we need to get her, mop in the bucket, clean the shelter. We do need to find out, we need to upgrade this. Now we need leather for that, and you're going to be so tempted, because if you go out and just find one little bit of rope, you can set up a trap which will trap so many wildlife that you'll get leather by the bucket load. But it's I wouldn't. If you want to live, this could be torturous. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up really quick, because this is just the hardcore choices. But I just wanted to say, hi guys, I'm going to try this on hardcore. I'm going to upload a video probably every day. I saw that the sheltered episode on normal was good. It had a lot of tips. People were really like looking at it a lot, positive comments. So I thought, well, let's just turn up the notch to absolutely brutal and see how this is done. So this is like episode 1, guys. Hope you enjoy it. I'm going to put as many tips as I can out there. Obviously, I've got the goldfish because I'm going for the end game. This ain't about no dying in 2 weeks. It will be slow, so I will be using a lot of fast forwarding features, because there should be expeditions, but because it's so tight, you really, like, if you put an expedition out there, it's kind of a big thing because you need it to work. People are brutal out there, so hopefully this is getting you enough, like, oh, what's going on here, I want to watch the next episode. So hopefully that goes down great. Comment, rate, subscribe, that would be absolutely excellent. But the views, they speak for themselves, which is absolutely brilliant. I love you people, like, for following me and just seeing how is it going. I am going to, if it gets a bit hardcore, I'm going to sacrifice people, because starting with the kids, the kids have to go, because it's hardcore, baby, and I'm getting through this. I don't care how we do it, we're doing it. And then one day we'll have that glorious main base, hopefully one day, with a camper van that isn't on bricks like it's parked in Detroit or Mexico, really. Sorry about all that. Anyway, so comment, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, who cares? Brilliant. I'll see you in episode 2. So have a good day. Love you guys.